All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And just the brother Kwara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And just want to go into Lord willing, to be a fairly quick lesson, but also most importantly, that it be edifying. But what I want to speak on is going into an example of being brought before kings. You see, being brought before rulers, governors, which is the time of course, the Jacob's trouble, but more so the persecution of the church, you know. And as Yahweh Shai said, some of us gonna have to be taken in front of governors and the Rothschilds. Well, he didn't say Rothschilds, but he said rulers. Some of us might be before the presidents, the senators, so on and so forth. The authority, in other words, right? But when we get in front of them, matter of fact, let's get the scripture real quick. Let's see, Matt. Is it 10? And I want to get an account. I also want to play commentary from this video, Apostle Gabal. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play his video after I get this Matthew 10. Because that's gonna lead me into the account. Just going to look. These things happened before. Look, the prophets went before kings before. Look, hey, going all the way back to Moses and Aaron, it was before Pharaoh. Telling Pharaoh what it was, telling Pharaoh his judgment. What was gonna be the judgment on Egypt. You see? Who else you had? You had Yahweh Shai in front of Pilate, Paul in front of Caesar, Agrippa, Felix. You see Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they went in front of Nebuchadnezzar when they want to bow to the statue. So these things happened before, and what happened? All of them gave a testimony against them. We come in that same stead, man. A testimony against them. We gonna have to tell them the truth in that day. They gonna try to expose us and demonize us, but look, it might backfire them. You feel me? We don't know what the Lord gonna tell us. Put in our mouths to say. We might say something we never even knew we knew. But let me get into it. This Matthew 10. And I'm going to start at Yahweh Shai speaking. Matthew 10 and 16, he says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues." You see, so the Lord telling us, look, beware. The time will come when they're going to throw us in jail. Apostle Peter was thrown in jail. Right? It's gonna come a time when, look, Apostle Paul had to be let out of a window through a basket. You see, but look, these times coming where we're gonna have to go through the same things. But it says in verse 18, it says, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake. Why? For a testimony against them and the Gentiles. Like the scriptures say, prophesy against Mount Seir in Ezekiel 36. They might try to take us on the news, CNN or whatever, all in secret. Like I want to go into this account with Antiochus and those 7 brothers. I might not read the whole chapter. I specifically want to get the youngest brother, because he when he was talking to Antiochus, he told him, look, you gonna confess that the Most High is the power only by torments and scourges. And 2 chapters later, Antiochus did that by torments, and then he died. So literally prophesied his death unto him. So look, even that, the Lord might have us do that. Like, I want to get what Apostle Gabar gonna say. So, let me get through this. So Matthew 10 and 17 again, it says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for this truth. Why? It says, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. The truth. Tell them the truth. They were about to be destroyed. Just it said Jeremiah 28:8, we prophesied against many countries, against great kingdoms. Right here, say the same thing for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But it says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. Going back to Moses, remember Moses tried to tell the Lord, look, Lord, I ain't eloquent. He said, I ain't eloquent. I can't go speak. The Most High said, Moses, who made the mouth? Who made these things, man? I'm gonna give you the utterance. The same thing for us. You know, the Most High know what to say better than we know what to say. You know, because again, hey, Acts, what that is, Acts, no, Hebrews 4:12, it says that the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword. Not our words, the word of the Most High. So he gonna put it in our spirits on what to say. We ain't gotta think we getting taken up like, damn. All right, so they gonna ask me this, and I'm gonna say this. You know, all right, they might ask me this, and I'm gonna hit them with this comeback with no. You see? No, the Lord gonna put whatever He want us to say in at times. He gonna make us speak it again. Who made the mouth? Right? Because it says, verse 20, for it is not ye that speak, but the spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Right? Now let me get into this video of Apostle Gabal. And then I get into that account I want to get. But I'll play Apostle Gabal video because he about to well, he doing a commentary off another video from the the elder bro Yahweh, and on a dream he had on how you had the government coming after the apostles, the New York brothers, and he explaining his dream, and Apostle Gabal doing a commentary off his dream. But as he listening to it, of course, like I said, a wise man will add thereunto. Well, he gave us you know, an account of what happened during 9/11, because the apostles been out there before 9/11, during 9/11, still here. you know. But during 9/11, they was out there prophesying, and they try to, well, I just play it, Yeah, I'm sure if y'all follow Great Millstone, y'all heard it already anyway. But just listen to what he say. Going into this thing, being brought before kings and rulers, and the Lord gonna speak through us, man. And brothers praying to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, and
there you go. Yeah, we ain't going to be calling on Jesus Christ in that moment. But maybe IUIC, when it happens to them, they can call on Jesus Christ. See how far that takes them.
That's from the apostles, and they had the apostles in a different location.
They always do that shit.
What the apostles were saying and what they were saying, but we couldn't see it.
Yeah, most likely, that's heavy. You said that. Most likely, we're gonna be cursing them out. And Yahweh Shai said this. He said, "It shall turn to you
when
they do this to you. It shall turn." Yeah, most likely.
It's to what the apostle about to say. Location.
They always do that shit.
What the apostles were saying and what they were saying, but we couldn't see them.
Yeah, most likely, that's heavy. You said that. Most likely, we're gonna be cursing them out. And Yahweh Shai said this. He said, "It shall turn to you when they do this to you. It shall turn to you for a testimony." That's heavy, man. Let me see if I can bring that out. Turn to you. This will be our golden opportunity to curse them out. I'm all for that, man. Turn to you, because nothing excites me more and energizes me more when I'm cursing people out through the word of Yahweh Shai. Turn to you for a testimony. I hope it comes up. That's what I was doing. Oh, yep, there it is. That's what I was doing on 9/11. I was cursing them cops out, man. I was laughing at them and cursing them out and insulting them because they're fucking beneath me. That's why.
That's right.
I'm telling you, brothers. Luke 21:12. It says,
play that back. Well, I'm gonna let him read the
before
scripture.
all these, they shall lay their hands. Ooh, hold up, man. Let me get all this beat. Okay, we'll start at 12. These are the words of Yahweh Shai. You clearly see it's in red. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And I'm telling you, me personally, if they do that for me, and I'm brought before, I'm going to insult them. Woo, man, I'm gonna get off.
You hear him? Hey, he. Hey, like you said, he ready to insult him, man. Cause look what they've been doing us this whole time. Insulting us in many ways as Israelites. You know, media, movies, music, real life. But look, we're gonna go into the second Maccabees 7, and look, I really ain't planning on reading the whole chapter, but we might have to through the spirit. We might have to, right? Because when these brothers, when they rather take death before eating pork, before they left, before they all died and was murdered, they had to get it off their chest. They had to let Antiochus know how they was coming. In other words, they was insulting him, man. And it got under his skin. We're gonna get there. Let me finish playing. I'm gonna
off
play
on
it back.
That's what I was doing on 9/11. I was cursing them cops out, man. I was laughing at them and cursing them out and insulting them because they're fucking beneath me. That's why. I'm telling you, brothers. Luke 21:12, it says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands. Hold up, man. Let me get all this beat. Okay, we'll start at 12. These are the words of Yahushua. You clearly see it's in red. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And if they, I'm telling you, me personally, if they do that for me, and I'm brought before, I'm going to insult them. Woo, man, I'm gonna get off on insulting them. And brothers that know me, when I first came in the truth, my thing was insulting you. I kind of laid back a little on that spirit,
But look, we'll get to it. This second Maccabees 7. I'm gonna start at the top just to give it a little background, but I might jump down. But this second Maccabees 7 and 1, it says, and it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh and were tormented with scourges and whips. We might have to read this whole chapter. We might have to do that. Right? So you had Antiochus, 7 brothers, and their mother. And he was making them go against the law, like he was trying to make Israel sacrifice swine's flesh on the altar. So look, you had to eat pork, and if you did, obviously that's breaking the Most High law, right? But if you didn't, then you had to get scourged and whipped and tormented by Antiochus, right? So that's what it was, just like us. If we don't take the chip, right? If we don't take the chip, which Lord willing we don't take it, but we might have to go on the guillotine, get tortured, whatever. But if we do, then we breaking the Most High, what he said, and he gonna have to judge us. Just same thing. But we hope to be like these 7 brothers who rather take death. And their mother, it says, verse 2, but one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Come on, man. It says, then the king, being enraged, he felt plague, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. Cauldrons, that's like little what them little witches have. I don't want to go to it. I'll show you, you know, like this. Now, come on. Pans and cauldrons. So look, they was making the house so they could ball them in. You see? Just like that. Look. You see? So let's go back to it. Second Maccabees 7 and 3, it says, then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Think about that. So just because he spoke up, Antiochus felt played and cut out his tongue. Then cut off his arms and legs and, you feel me? Kneecaps, you know? And the rest of his other brothers and his mother was just looking at it. It says, now when he was thus maimed and all his members cut all up, it says he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire. Man, this man cut up, still alive. Like they say on what that was, The Godfather, when they tried to shoot the Godfather and he was still alive. The dude came to him, I think it was like 6 shots, and he's still alive. Hey, look, he's still alive. It says, being yet alive, being brought to the fire, and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was good for a space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus. So look, after they seen their brother dead, they turned to each other and said, look, this how we gonna take it. And we're gonna read on, but you get what we going into. You see? They was brought before the king, King Antiochus. And all of them, before they go, they will give a testimony. And again, I just really wanted to get the youngest brother, which he started like verse 25, but because he literally told Antiochus how he was gonna go out, and it happened 2 chapters later. I want to get that, so bear with me. But I do want to read this, this whole chapter that we reading it. So y'all on the wait. Y'all might have to fast forward it, but I'm gonna read it. But it says, so this is what they said, saying thus, verse 6, the Lord power looketh upon us, and in truth have comforted us. And as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. So the second brother coming up, it says, and when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, so they scalped him. They cut his shit and pulled off his skin with his hair all that still on, scalped him. And it says, and when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, will thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? So after they scalped him, they still try to tempt him. So you gonna eat this pork, or we gonna cut you up? Then it's the thing, bro. If you already started torturing me, just torture me, just kill me. Because look, what if I say, yeah, I'm gonna eat it? What, y'all gonna sew my shit back? But y'all gonna just sew my shit back, and I'm gonna just have to live the rest of my life with a scalp. No, just go ahead and kill me. You already started. Look, man, I'm gonna continue. It says, but he answered in his own language and said no. So he answered in the Hebrew tongue and said, la'ah. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. So they scalped him up, cut him up, and then threw him in a pot. And it says, check this out. This one of the examples of a testimony against the king. Right? It says, and when he was at the last gas, his last breath, he said thus, thou like a fury, talking to Antiochus, he's saying, thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. That was a testimony against Antiochus, against the king. In other words, he said, look, Antiochus, you in your rage, you taking us, you killing us. We dying in this life, but the king of the world, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, gonna raise us up. We gonna get the last laugh. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Verse 10, and after him was the third made a mocking stock, the third brother. And when he was required, so when they called him up, it says he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully. Why? Because the other two, they cut out their tongues and cut off their members. So he already knew what was going to happen to him. So manfully, he already walked out with his tongue sticking out, with his hands held out like here. A living sacrifice, man. That's a true, the sheep, they walk straight to the sacrifice. He walked straight to the sacrifice, man. That's one of them scriptures, and let's get that real quick in Psalms. Real quick. And I'm gonna go right back to it. It's Psalms 116 and 15. It says, precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. Come on, man. Think about that. Then Yahweh said, greater love have no man than he lay down his life for his brother. That's exactly what these men doing. Right? And it says, verse 10, and after him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously. So this about to be his testimony against the king. And said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again. So he's saying, look, this body I got from the Most High, right? And for what he want me to do, his laws, I give them up because I know he gonna give them to me again. These men believed in reincarnation. They understood that, just like us. We willing to take them because we know we ain't really done. We sleeping. We about to rule anyway. We about to rule the world forever anyway. Yahweh Shai said, fear not him who can kill a body. But I tell you who to fear. Fear him who can kill a body and a soul in hell. Esau can only torture a soul for so long. So if he start torturing us, like it said in Wisdom of Solomon 2, right? He started torturing us, cut off our hand, and we just happen to bleed out before he even got to his main event of his torture session. We bleed out and die. Now what? He can't do nothing to us. Now our work's gonna follow us. Now we about to come back, first on the chariots, man. It's a win-win situation. Or he might be about to torture us, and the Lord allow one of us to have that standard lifted, get the power and do what it do. But who knows, man? Right? But it says, and courageously said, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again. Insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. He ain't worried about the pain. Even they was like, damn. They marveled at it. Then he ain't worried about the pain. The same thing for us. Jacob, our forefather, fighting with the angel. He wanted that blessing so bad, his whole hip was out of joint. But the angel said, look, stop, we done. He said, no, I ain't stopping till you bless me. He ain't regard the pains, man. The same thing for us, Lord willing, we had that mindset. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego being thrown into the fire. They didn't regard the pains, man. And going up in there, they didn't feel no pain. Come on, man. Yahweh Shai, he ain't regard the pain. When Pilate said, don't you know I got the power to crucify you or let you go? What the Lord said. He said, you have no power at all against me, except it was given you from above. He already knew what was up. Look, we serve a power that control all things, man. Anything is possible with the Most High. Yahweh. It says, verse 13, now when this man was dead also, right? It says they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. The four brothers, look, and remember, you got brothers back there and a mother just watching. So when one died, just another one had to step up. Eventually, a couple minutes from now, my time will be next. Yeah. It says, now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he thus said, this is his testimony now. All right. Against this says, being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High, right? To be raised up again by him. So he telling Antiochus, look, it's good, it's cool being put to death by you. This man understood my work's gonna follow. Because he said to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. Now think of that, somebody about to kill you, tell him straight up, man, I ain't worried about you killing me, bro. Go ahead and pull a trigger. In other words, because you like the Lord gonna raise me up again. But he says, as for thee, so after he said that, he said, but you, Antiochus, as for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. Told him, look, in the next world to come, just like you, Lazarus, in other words. Salaki, slip of the tongue. You the rich man. In the next life to come, you gonna be at the bottom. Right? Because right now, us as Israelites, we ain't living. This ain't our world. Right? Esau rules to life. This is word. That's why I said, how have thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? You feel me? So look, once we rule, we gonna be rose to life and he gonna fall. So he telling Antiochus, look, you in the next life, we got you. We gonna tell Esau the same thing. We might hit him with the second Ezra 6, 7 through 9. Esau's the end. We might break down the whole Ezekiel 35 to him. Isaiah 14, Isaiah 34, Isaiah 63, going to Cain. The Lord might have us say all that. Who knows? Not even things that's written. The Most High might have us prophesying about stuff we gonna do to Esau in the kingdom. Come on, man. All things Yahweh shall go do when he come back. Again, the Most High said don't think, because he gonna put it in our mouth what we gonna say. We don't know what the Most High gonna make us say in that day. Man, he might have us prophesying and tell Esau how it's gonna be after the 1,000 years. And tell him what's gonna happen on that 1,000 year, that dead 1,000 year. Just saying, you know. But again, man, look, like the Apostle Gabar was saying, let me play it again real quick. Well, I like this Palo Santo. The Apostle Gabar, he
And brothers praying to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. And there you go.
I'm gonna get back to it real quick.
Turn to you for testimony. I hope it comes up. That's what I was doing. Oh, yep, there it is. That's what I was doing on 9/11. I was cursing them cops out, man. I was laughing at them and cursing them out and insulting them because they're fucking beneath me.
That's right. That's right. That's what we're reading. That's what we're reading. Come on, man. That's what we're reading. These brothers knew that. They told Antiochus, look, you ain't gonna have no resurrection. You beneath us. We gonna tell Biden, you know, Jacob Rothschild, Lord Baron Rothschild, you beneath us. You see? So it says, that is the fourth brother, verse 14. So when he was ready to die, he said, thus it is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. Afterward, they brought the fifth also and met with him. Out of 7 brothers, they on the fifth. It says, verse 16, then looked he unto the king, and said, so this is his testimony, right? This is his testimony against the king. He looked him in his face, and he then looked he unto the king and said, thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High. But abide a while and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Come on, man. Hey, it says, man, let's read that again. That's a testimony again. And look, this just probably the main things that they said. This probably ain't even all of it. Again, we don't got every single thing that was said, you know, in all the comes out. No, that'll be just too much to read. So look, this is what he said. I'm getting excited. So like it says, then looked he unto the king and said, thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Look, you got this power in this world right here. You can die too, though. You bleed too. It says, thou doest what thou will. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of the Most High. I don't think the Most High forgot about us. It says, abide a while. And why is a while? Esau know he got but a short time. Abide a while and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Again, Antiochus is an Edomite. So he told him, look, the Lord go torment you and your children. A testimony against him, man. Right? Verse 18. After him also they brought the 6, who being ready to die said, all these brothers was ready to give up their life. You know they are the elect. It says, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause. For we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore, marvelous things are done unto us. Look, Antiochus, don't think you just got power like you think you got. You ain't doing this by your own power. He said, we going through this because we broke our power laws. But, he says, but think not thou that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished. We're going to tell Esau the same thing as that Jeremiah. Right? He telling them, look, we prophesying the same thing he prophesied about. Right? Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself, his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Right? Verse 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup. Man, that's exactly what that brother just said. Have assuredly drunken. And what that's talking about? First, what's the cup of the Most High? That's his anger. That's his fury. Look at our people today. That's the cup of the Most High. Oppression, right? Diseased, bugged out of. That's the cup of the Most High being brought to a low level. Mostly his fury and his anger, though. His rage, right? So it says, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. In Israel, we wasn't set up or chosen to go through slavery. But when we went off, we drunk it. So he's telling to Esau, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? So Esau, if I made my chosen people go through this, what you think I'm going to do when I said I hated you in Malachi 1:4? So it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it, man. And that's what that brother said. Again, 2nd Maccabees 7:18. And after him also they brought the six, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished. Come on. Right? So it says the mother was next. That's six of them. It says, but the mother was marvelous above all and worthy of all honorable memory. For when she saw her seven sons slain within the space of one day, she bare with a good courage because of the hope that she had in the Lord. So for mothers out there who may be listening, take this woman for an example. Look, Jacob's trouble. We know our children might not be around us. I'm a father myself. We know that. If something happened to him or not, if something don't happen to him, call lawyer Yahweh Shemel Shai. Even if something do, it's still a lawyer story. Call lawyer Yahweh Shemel Shai, but know this, you will get him back. And that's what this woman right here knew. It says, yeah, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits, stirring up her womanish thoughts with the manly stomach. Stirring up her womanish thoughts with the manly stomach. And that tell you right there, in situations, men and women don't think the same. In general, men and women don't think the same. Telling you a regular woman in her regular thoughts wouldn't be able to go through that. She had to think. I don't want to be Steve Harvey talk about think like a man, but she had the mindset of, she was able to bear it. Let's say that. So it says, and she said unto them, right? I cannot tell you how you came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. So all mothers out there will be talking about, I brought you into this world, I can take you out. No, you didn't. The Lord brought us into this world. This woman knew that. It says, but doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generations of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, as ye now regard not your own selves for his law's sake. She's, look, the Lord gonna bring y'all back in the reincarnation, man. No, we about to get the kingdom. Even Yahweh Shai says, for the joy that was set before him, he was able to endure the shame, despise the cross. He was able to get through the suffering because of what he was going to receive. The scripture says, let this mind be in you, which is also in Mashiach. Right? But verse 24, we about to get to the end. And we about to get to that. I ain't really want to read the whole thing, Salaki, but can't quench the spirit. But verse 24 it says, now Antiochus, see, the king, thinking himself despised, he felt played, suspecting it to be a reproachful speech. Right? Because look, the mother was speaking in the Hebrew, so he didn't know what she was saying when she was talking to her son. So he probably thought she was talking shit. Because it says, suspecting it to be a reproachful speech. It says, while the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths. So this the young brother. Antiochus went to him, being the youngest one. After he just seen his 6 older brothers die, right? Antiochus went to the younger brother and he go promise some riches and he go be his friend. That's Esau. That's the same thing with the MOB, the CHIP. You know, we can't say it, you know, because of YouTube algorithm, but CHIP, you know, they're gonna promise you convenience and get by in society. Man, look, you lying, because it says, while the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and happy man. For if he would turn from the law, see, why are you trying? If you trying to be, let's finish. If he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with the fast. If you want to be my friend, why would you make me turn from the laws of my power? Deception. That's Esau. It says, but when the young man would in no case hearken unto him, the king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life. He went to the mother, was like, look, get your son to agree with me, get your son to eat this pork. I'm gonna kill him. And it says, and when he had exhorted her with many words, she promised him that she would counsel her son. Verse 27, but she bound herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn. So she laughed at him, spake in a country language, so she's speaking in the Hebrew, on this manner. O my son, have pity on me that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and give thee such 3 years, and nourish thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education. I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth and all that is therein, and consider that the Most High made them of things that were not, and so mankind was made likewise. Fear not this tormentor, fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren. Come on, man. I'm gonna get y'all back. Reincarnation. I'm gonna get y'all back. It's all good. I'm gonna get y'all back. Take your death. I'm gonna see you again. That's what she's saying. I'm gonna see you again. And it says, and while she was just speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment. He talking shit. This beginning his testimony. He said, what you waiting for, Antiochus? Right? I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. So he says, whom, and the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment. I ain't gonna do it. But I will obey the commandment of the laws that was given unto our fathers by Moses. I'm gonna keep them, I'm gonna fear the Most High. It says, and thou, right? And thou that has, and listen to his testimony, man. This was going to allow us to overcome. Let me get it while it's on my spirit. I'm gonna go back to that. Let me get it. This Revelation 12. And yep. Revelation 12 and 11. And they overcame him. Overcame who? The Edomites. This current system. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, first and foremost, by Yahweh sacrifice. And through him, the elect was called the be the elect and chosen. Right? Sins forgiven. That's the main thing, because he coming back to judge according to the law. So if your sins ain't forgiven, you got to get judged. So look, the elect sins are forgiven. That blood on the doorpost. So that's the first way how the elect overcome. But it says, and also, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and, right, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto death. Man, look. And by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto death. That's what we're reading. That's what the apostle was talking about. This what a great man was made great men. They say will separate men from the boys. This is what it is. This was stepping. When they say step up to the plate, this is stepping up to the plate. Man, man, let's read that again. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And part of the testimony, well, first is this truth, the new song, the gospel, right? Salvation for Israel, destruction to the enemies. But part of that testimony, is gonna be spoken in front kings, governors, rulers, and they love not their lives unto death, because that testimony may lead some of us to death. On how that is, right? But let's get the little brother. Let's get his testimony, right? So he said, talking to Antiochus, 2 Maccabees 7:30, and while she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, "Whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given to our fathers by Moses. And thou," talking to Antiochus, this is what he telling them. So some of us gonna be telling the Rothschilds this, right? Trump, whoever, Putin, whoever. It says, "And thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High." Oh, we gotta be we gotta be singing that same song he's singing. Cause who the Psalms 83? Who the first enemy? Who gonna be taking us up, man? They're the Edomites. We in their kingdom. Who the first heathen? The one who took crafty counsel against us, the Edomites. Wisdom of Solomon too. Right? That's them. The author of all mischief against the Hebrews, and they shall not escape the hands of the Most High. We read earlier Jeremiah 49. And it says, "For we suffer because of our sins. And though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be one again with his service." And through Yahushua, that's that blood of the Lamb made us one again. That adoption of sons. And it says, "But thou," Antiochus, you again, "but thou, O godless man," going all the way back to Esau, all the way to Cain, all the way to the serpent in the garden, that old serpent of old, "But thou, O godless man, and of all other most wicked, Edom, be not lifted up without cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the servants of the Most High. For thou hast not escaped the judgment of the Almighty, who seeth all things." Esau, many tekel, you forcing. Esau, many tekel, you forcing. The Most High have numbered your kingdom. It's finished. He divided it. It's done. Right? It says, "For our brethren who now have suffered a short pain," talking about his 6 brothers, right? It says, "are dead under the Most High's covenant of everlasting life." They good. Think about you telling Esau that in real life. You telling him, "Look, my brothers who you just killed, I ain't tripping. They blessed. The Lord good. Us everlasting life. They're going to raise up. I ain't tripping if you kill me. I'm going to raise up too." But you, it says, "But thou, through the judgment of the Most High, shall receive just punishment for thy pride." Think about how they going to feel. They going to feel plagued because they think they putting fear into you. And you coming back at them like, "Shit, pull the trigger. Push the button. What you waiting on?" Right? Then he gonna be in straits because we probably go hit him with that when the enemy coming like a flood, we gonna be telling him, "Look, soon as you touch me, the Lord gonna lift up a standard. So if I advise you not to touch me," I don't know how it's gonna be, I'm you know. So he gonna be in straits, man. Remember the pressure on Esau, the pressure not on us, the pressure on them. He coming down with great wrath because he know he got a short time. We don't got a short time. We got forever. We got forever, man. Man, it says, "But I, as my brethren, offer up my body living sacrifices." But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching the Most High that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation. And that thou, now check this out, he about to prophesy to Antiochus, which is part of his testimony, part of this young, the little brother testimony was actually prophecy. And we going to read that. Lord willing, we going to read that. Because this is chapter 7. And in chapter 9, what this man told Antiochus right here, it came to pass in chapter 9. We're in chapter 7. So in the testimony, we're going to be prophesying, man. Again, verse 39, 2 Maccabees 7. But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, right? Beseeching the Most High that he would speedily be merciful unto us and our nation, and that thou, by torments, listen to this, and that thou, Antiochus, right? And that thou, by torments and plagues, mayest confess that he alone is the Most High. Remember that it says, and that thou, Antiochus, that's who he's talking to, by torments and plagues may confess that the Most High alone is the Most High. Remember that. We're going to get it. Let me finish this though. It says, and that in me and my brother, the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon our nation, may cease. This is our last captivity. It says, then the king, being enraged, he fell plague because of the testimony. You see? It says, and the king, being enraged, handed him worse than all the rest. And took it grievously that he was mocked. So think about, we read about the brother getting scalped, all of them getting cut up, all their members, balled in a pot. It says the younger brother got it worse. His testimony was more cold. I ain't gonna say that. Salaki, how about you, my shot? Salaki. I ain't gonna say that, you know. But look, his testimony gave him a greater judge. Look, he had a shit. You feel me? In other words, that's the way to go out. All the brothers, you got to commend all them brothers. And it says, so this man, talking about the young brother, died undefiled. In other words, he was of the elect. Undefiled. That's that version, man. He of the elect. Right? No spot, no blemish. So this man died undefiled and put his whole trust in the Lord. And last of all, after the sons, the mother died. That is. They gave their life. Look, and they all gave a testimony. Now, live real quick and I end it, because remember right here it says, it was the brother told Antiochus, 2 Maccabees 7 and 37. It says, I get the end of it. It says, and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that the Most High alone is the Most High. Right? So this 2 Maccabees 9 is going into Antiochus. It says, and 1, about that time came Antiochus with dishonor out of the country of Persia. Right? And I don't want to read the whole thing. Verse 4. This, because, he was, fled away, fell plague, fled away. The inhabitants of who? Persepolis, and they made his ass run. He felt plagued. So verse 4. Then swelling with anger, he thought to avenge upon the Jews the disgrace done unto him by those that made him flee. Therefore commanded he his chariot men to drive without ceasing, and to dispatch the journey. The judgment of the Most High now following him. That death angel is out there and says, for he has spoken proudly in this sort, that he will come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place of the Jews. Right? So this was happening. This will happen. The Most High smote him with a plague, right? I'm going to get straight to it. Verse 5. But the Almighty, the God of Israel, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague, or as soon as he had spoken these words, a pain of the bowels that was remediless, you couldn't heal it, came upon him, and sore torments to the inner parts. Remember the brother said right here, right? And that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that he alone is the Most High. So it says right here, verse 6 in chapter 9, and that most justly, for he had tormented other men's bowels with many strange torments, howbeit he nothing at all ceased from his bragging, but still was filled with pride, breathing out fire in his rage against the Jews, and commanded to haste the journey. But it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that he so that having a sore fall, all the members of his body was much pain. And you know the chariot was going fast because look, it said he was hastening. They was probably going their fastest, hit a little rock. He bumped off. Look, he didn't just fall to the ground. He was rolling. Think about you jumping off a car, rolling, probably hitting stones. All this shit was broke, right? And it says, and thus he that a little aforetime thought he might command the waves of the sea, so proud was beyond the condition of man, and weight of high mountains in a balance, was now cast to the ground and carried in a horse litter, showing forth all the manifest power of the Most High. And I get down to the point. Verse 11, he therefore being plagued, right? Hold on, let's get back what the brother said. Second Maccabees 7, real quick, and the end of 37. This is what he told Antiochus. 2 chapters before what we reading. And thou, by torments and plagues, mayest confess that he alone is the Most High. Right? So he told Antiochus that. That is chapter 9, 2 chapters later, verse 11. He therefore, being plagued, Antiochus, he began to leave off his great pride and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of the Most High, his pain increasing every moment. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words, it is meet to be so. He confessed. He did what that brother told him. It says, he said, it is meet to be subject unto the Most High, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself if he were the Most High. This wicked person vowed also unto the Lord, who now no more would have mercy upon him, thus said. So he going on, he just pouring out his heart to the Lord now. But again, I ain't gonna read on, you can read on your own time, but I just want to get, he was pouring out his heart to the Lord because of the plagues and the torments the Most High brought on him, which was prophesied by this brother in his testimony when he was taken in front of the king, man. Come on, man. You see? I'm going to read that again, verse 37. But as I and my brethren offer my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching the Most High that he will speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that the Most High alone is the Most High power, man. Let me end it off on this. Second Maccabees 2 and 50. In Second Maccabees 2 and 50. It says, now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. And that hit on that Romans 15 and 4. The things that was written aforetime was written for our learning, so that we, through patience and comfort of the scripture, might have hope, right? So we look at these acts. We just read a whole account. The 7 brothers. Look at them brothers and their mother. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. Daniel in the lion's den. Joseph in jail in Egypt. Yahushua on the cross, getting beat and getting whipped. The apostles getting beat and getting whipped. John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos in the salt mines. You see? Take my brother and the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, man. Roughly paraphrasing on what it say, I believe it's in James, you know? But the scripture saying, think of all these things. These men, in other words, in modern, these men jerseys are hung up in the rap. Hey, rappers, look, they garments hung up. They Hall of Fame men. Hall of Fame. Talk about Canton, Ohio Hall of Fame. No. We trying to be amongst these great men. That's going to be remembered forever. Ain't nobody going to break their records. Like it's in this world, you might hold a record and somebody will break your record. No. So the point is, look at what these men went through. Look at the name they left, Abraham. You see? So it says, call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall ye, so us, right? So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. You see? This should give us that confidence. You know how you know if brothers play sports, and I'm gonna get off. I don't want to draw it out. Brothers play sports, you know, and before a game, you might watch a certain person highlight tape, you know, straight up. Well, look, that's the same thing we doing. We looking at these men for that example. How to be, you know, the mindset to go into certain situations with, even unto death. But you know, I want to draw out Allah willing this lesson is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Chakwadash, a double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to all you I came out there pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. Keep fighting, keep pushing. And with that, Shalom.